guys, and welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Amin, and today I'm doing another mock test. This is for Alba. Now Alba found me on YouTube and contacted me via email and wanted to do a mock test. You've already been driving in the US and where else was it?
In Mexico and just across the UK, wherever.
Yeah, so you had a lot of experience then.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's got her test coming up in a week's time and she wanted to just get an idea of how she's driving, if there's any mistakes and anything that she needs to go over. And so we're doing that today.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this mock test, throughout the drive, I want you to follow the road ahead. Whenever I need you to turn, I will tell you in plenty of time. If I don't say anything, keep going straight. If you're not sure where you're going, just ask. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to get you to carry out one manoeuvre. We may also carry out the emergency stops. So for everything you've already been practicing. Okay? So whenever you're ready, we'll get started.
Yeah.
She's in the driving test in her own car, so I don't actually have the controls on my side of the car, so if anything happens, the only thing I can do is grab the wheel or tell you to slow down or stop, but it won't get to that.
Cool.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, let's drive off. Take the next road on your right, please. At the end of the road, turn left. As Alba is an experienced driver, when it comes to left and right turns, she sometimes uses just one hand on the steering wheel. This isn't an issue as long as you don't lose control. Due to test nerves, you may sometimes get really sweaty palms, so make sure you keep both hands on the steering wheel in case your hand slips. Okay, you can pull in and park up on the left just before the grey car. Thank you, and drive off whenever you're ready. Driving down these small roads with lots of parked vehicles, it's a good idea to keep regular checks on your top mirror, so aim to check the top mirror every 8 to 10 seconds. Whenever you're turning, check the top mirror and the side mirror in the direction you're turning in case of motorbikes and cyclists. At the end, turn left. At this crossroads, Alba observes really well. She's looking right and left, but also looking into the road ahead, as the vehicle in front could also turn the same direction. With the right bend approaching, Alba positions more towards the left to allow enough clearance for oncoming vehicles. At the end of the road, turn left. follow the road ahead, there is a slip road that joins the A4. Alba doesn't realise it's a slip road and thinks it's a junction, so she goes up to the end of the road and stops. This would go down as a serious fault, as everybody behind us is expecting to get to 40 miles per hour to join the new road, and they're not expecting us to stop at the end. And Alba, this is a slip road, by the way, yeah?
Okay.
When joining at a slip road, use the length of the slip road to get up to the speed of the road and then merge in with the traffic and adjust your speed according to what's happening on the main road, giving priority to the traffic on the main road. You would only stop on the slip road if it's absolutely necessary. Always try and get up to the speed of the road and adjust your speed according to how the main road is travelling. Sometimes the traffic on the main road would flash their headlights for you to come in beforehand, or you would slow down to let them pass and then move in behind them. Taking the next road just coming up on the left, okay? I think there's some sort of collision here. I'm just going to advise you for now, this isn't part of the test. So we are turning, but there's just something going on here. You can't really see what it is yet.
Yeah.
So just be wary.
Okay.
I'm going to help you with this next bit. Just signal right. Because the traffic in front's not moving at all.
No. Yeah, we have space.
Yeah, just use the mirror next to you, but lean forward rather than looking in it normally. So lean towards the steering wheel, okay? Move over carefully though.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, now really carefully get back in.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to test conditions.
Yep.
We'll just get back into the left lane when safe. So again, back to test conditions again, okay? Yeah, we're going to stay here. We're just coming off at Hammersmith roundabout. When we get into the roundabout, we're taking the second exit towards King Street. I'll point it out to you. Once you come off a dual carriageway, it's really important to look at your speedometer to make sure that your speed is actually slow, as the car will feel very slow, but the speed may sometimes be a bit over. The bus lane on the left is buses only, so we have to be in the middle lane as this is the normal driving lane. So I'd suggest you move into the left like he is.
Okay.
And it's the second exit once we get in, not the first. So that's the second exit right there.
This is the second exit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Driving through a busy high street like this, keep checking all your mirrors as motorbikes and cyclists may pass on either side. Approaching the busy pedestrian crossing ahead, Alba should have stepped off the accelerator in preparation to stop at the light as there are lots of pedestrians waiting. As the lights turn amber, we have enough time to stop as we're travelling at a slow speed. Alba should have stopped at these lights. It wasn't safe to continue as there is a large group of pedestrians waiting to cross the road. Some pedestrians may not wait for the traffic lights to fully go red. As soon as they notice that the traffic lights are going amber, they sometimes step into the road. As we are travelling on a one-way road, you would simply position your vehicle in the direction you are headed and watch out for cyclists as they may be on the right-hand side of the road. Take the next road on the right. On approach to this right turn, we do not have priority. There is a giveaway line painted on the floor. Alba needs to look at the vehicles ahead to establish eye contact to make sure that they have seen her as they have priority. To negotiate through this turn, she needs to make sure the pedestrian crossing is clear and also look at the road ahead to make sure the vehicles in front are looking at her, and when they give way we can move in. There are lots of key points to watch out for on this turn, as there is a cycle lane on the right hand side on the lead up to the pedestrian crossing. As Alba is waiting to make this right turn, as well as looking at the pedestrian crossing, she needs to look at the driver of the white car as they are signalling to her that she should go in first. The new road is a one-way road and has enough space for both cars to travel at the same time, so this wasn't an issue. When we get to the end of this road, turn left. On approach to this right turn, Alba stops at the end of the road and looks both ways. On the left hand side there is a one-way arrow, which means that no traffic would be approaching from the left hand side. Majority of the traffic on the right is turning into the road where we are waiting, so Alba could have gone earlier. And park up on the left hand side of the road somewhere safe. I'll be fine there, thank you. We're not stopping for very long, we're just going to start the independent driving from here, so I'm going to give you a series of directions to follow. Okay, so I'd like you to go to the very end of this road, there's a roundabout, I'd like you to turn left. Immediately after there's another roundabout, I'd like you to turn right. So at the first roundabout left, second roundabout right, and then I'll give you directions again from there. Okay, some signs to follow, sorry. So whenever you're ready. On approach to this roundabout, we could have gone before the white car, as the motorbikes from the left are all turning right and they're blocking the white car from entering. With mini roundabouts, always be careful of pedestrian crossings, as there's usually zebra crossings located before and after the roundabout. The windscreen pillars can act as a blind spot, so always remember to lean forward to look behind the pillar to make sure there are no pedestrians hidden. Driving down a busy high street like this, there will be multiple hazards, so always keep scanning both sides of the road for pedestrians that may step out into the road, somebody that may open the door into the road. Even if there is a hazard on the opposite side of the road, like obstruction on the right, the vehicles in front will be affected by this and they may come into your path and you may be required to stop. Coming up to this compulsory left turn, it's a good idea to indicate left, as pedestrians in the new road don't realise that you can only turn left, so your signal may benefit others around you. So from here it's keep right and then you'll see the signs from there. So central London from here. It's a right turn at these lights. On approach to this right turn at the traffic lights, the middle lane and the right lane both turn right. The middle lane will be the left lane in the new road and the right lane will be the overtaking lane.
We both turned.
Yeah, we're turning right.
Okay, yeah. Just making sure. We both.
To turn right, make sure the road ahead is clear, or the filter arrow ahead turns green, or the traffic lights turn red as you're waiting in the middle. As we come off the dual carriageway, the road splits into 3 lanes. The middle and the right lane both turn right. The middle lane is best for position normal driving in the new road. As there are vehicles parked along the right-hand side of the road, try and keep your position more towards the left so that the middle of the road is available for oncoming traffic. Buses and lorries would require more space. I don't think he can hear himself.
Are we going straight?
We're going to go right when we get to the end of this road, yeah. So we're going to do a right and then a left. So the 2 turns are again very close together. As we're waiting to turn right, you can see the bus in the new road hasn't moved for a while. So as the traffic lights go green, you shouldn't go past the stop line as there is no space in the new road. The traffic ahead of us moves forward into the junction, although there isn't any space in the junction. Our bus should have waited behind the stop line. Stop here. Even though the junction doesn't have a yellow box or a keep clear sign in the middle, we shouldn't go forward as we would be blocking the traffic on the main road from being able to cross. The stop lines on this junction are painted in advance as the space that we're waiting in at the moment is required by buses and lorries to be able to make this sharp turn. drive off whenever you're ready. Once you've signalled to move off, be prepared in case somebody does give way so that you can move off safely. In this case, the motorbike waits for her to come in. She deals with it swiftly, so this wasn't an issue. At the end of this road turn, right? As we're waiting in the junction to make a right turn, the traffic lights on the right hand side are red. The driver of the van in front of us is signalling to Alba so that she can come in front of him. Even if she can't fit into that space in front, she should have gone halfway into that junction as it was safe to go forward. On approach to this zebra crossing, there is somebody starting to cross the road from the right hand side of the road, but it wasn't necessary to stop for them as it is a really big road and it's a double zebra crossing. On approach to this roundabout, we could have continued as all of the traffic from the left is blocking the traffic on the right hand side. Approach to this roundabout to follow the road ahead, you just need to go around the painted circle a little bit, but with no signal. Alba signals right then left. This wasn't necessary. Approach to this left turn at the traffic lights, Alba notices the cyclist on the left. It's a good idea to wait for the cyclist as it's not safe to turn before them as the lights have gone green. Just on the left behind the van. Don't worry about just anywhere along here is fine, thank you. Leave enough space to move away. That'll be great there, thank you. Alright, what we're doing now is we're going to use this van in front to carry out the parallel park exercise. If you could demonstrate how you would carry out a reverse park. So pull up alongside the van in the road, then reverse back and finish within 2 car spaces. Try not to touch the pavement as you do this. Okay. drive off whenever you're ready. And if you can pull in and park up on the left, just behind this vehicle here. That's great there, thank you. Okay, and if you can secure the car, brilliant, thank you, and switch off your engine. Brilliant, okay, that's the end of your test. If you just give me a few minutes. How do you think you did?
I think I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few things that
Would you say that's a
were
pass?
tricky.
Any serious faults, do you think? So yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go through it with you.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, it wouldn't be a pass on this
Okay.
occasion. We've got a long slip
slip lane.
road. What did you do at the slip road?
I stopped.
You stopped
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah,
Now, I know there was a bit of traffic as we come in.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt really narrow, but yeah,
it
you're
is.
right. I
It
should
is
have
quite narrow
traveled.
in front. But what you don't want to do is go and stop straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a narrow strip ahead, but you want to use that strip to sort of keep up and try and get up to the speed of the road and merge in, because
Okay.
then it's easier for you to come in. Because now let's say that road's 40 for ages and everyone else is doing 40,
Yeah.
you'd be there a while.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
now going
And
from
again.
0, it's a lot harder. Okay, so that was the first bit I had to tell you to use the slip road.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one, after we were stuck in that little bit of congestion, we had to go a different way around. As we were driving, we went through a really tight high street where there were constantly motorbikes, cyclists passing us,
Yeah.
and there's a busy crossing ahead of us
Yeah.
with lots of people. That traffic light was green for a while. As we were going through, that traffic light started changing to red. We weren't very fast,
Yeah.
but you continued.
Yeah.
We should have stopped at that light.
Okay.
Do you remember that traffic
Yeah.
light? Yeah? So I was a bit iffy about that, but it's just because now with the number of people waiting, when they see that that light's changing, what do?
They'll go. Yeah.
They'll go, and you're continuing at the same time. So that's
Okay.
why it was unsafe.
Okay.
Okay? The last one is your parallel park just now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with the parallel park, it wasn't the fact that you couldn't do it the first time. I wasn't concerned with that. I know we shunted the pavement a little bit, but you should have known that you're coming in a bit closer. You
Yeah.
should have been a bit slower. But my main point on that one is your observation. Where were you looking while reversing?
I was looking at this mirror and then at this mirror.
Yeah. What about your blind spots? Did you check them?
I didn't look at that one. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
You checked over this side near the sort of beginning, I think.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning, you need to look all around.
Okay.
Because that mirror doesn't cover this area here. So if someone had stepped into the road from that section,
Yeah.
it's now a big issue because you wouldn't see them in that mirror until a lot later.
Okay.
So with that blind spot check, on the first initial move off, you didn't look around, and then when you went forward, you didn't really look behind again. So it's a bit, there's a few key points on that one. Then the other faults that I've got, a few minors that were kept sort of reoccurring. Firstly, whenever you've turned left, there's three encounters where I can remember completely. We're turning left and you're not using your mirrors before signalling, and on that particular turn you haven't been checking even after you've signalled. So some of the left mirror checks you sort of signal and then you're checking, and others you're not checking at all.
Okay.
On the right you're definitely always checking because it's closer to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you've got hesitation on mini roundabouts. You kind of get there and you sort of just watch the traffic on the
Yeah.
right. Now this nearly escalated and became a bit of a serious fault because it was happening 2 or 3 times. The last one, you remember that where we stalled?
Yeah.
Yeah? So when you got to that roundabout, I know there's a vehicle on your right and they're indicating,
Yeah.
but you should have also watched the traffic to your left,
Yeah.
because everybody on your left was turning right, which
Yeah, I
meant
knew they were gonna block it.
that's it. So why are we waiting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have taken that.
Took my stall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 over here as well for moving off control. You stalled the car twice. Now
Yeah.
that's not a major issue,
Okay.
but it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Don't know what happened.
Okay. And then lastly, we've got response to other road users. Do you remember when that guy was trying to give you way on that other road? You know where the
Yeah, the main road.
yeah.
I thought he like didn't make it really obvious. He kind of just had like his hand out like this. So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm just
He had it out for a
not
while
gonna-
though.
yeah.
Yeah. So you noticed him a little bit later, but on the right, did you notice there was a traffic light?
yeah, it was clear.
Yeah, so that traffic light was red, so now that traffic's not going to come through.
Yeah.
So you could have taken that first half, which is why he was giving way.
Yeah, it definitely felt tight in front of him, so it was like
No,
that's
no,
why I, like,
it doesn't mean you have to go right into that space.
Yeah.
He's giving way, which means that as the traffic lights go green, even if the traffic on the right starts, you'd already be in the middle.
Okay.
So that when the traffic in front of you passes, you now come in front of him.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you recording? Yes, you are. Okay. So we don't need the other two for this bit. So in terms of the drive, it wasn't all bad, like we said. Okay, there was a lot of good things going on. So you're definitely keeping up to the speed of the road. And when you're driving in at 20 miles per hour, you're trying to get into third gear a lot more, which is great. When we did those right turns at the traffic lights, there was quite a few where you had to go and sit in the middle, respond to the traffic lights once you're there. So that was really good. You're dealing with the surroundings quite nicely. Do you remember the one where you said, oh, am I allowed to turn right from here?
Yeah, that one was tricky.
That one was a little bit
like,
tricky.
I know I saw it on the ground,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna follow this moped.
Yes.
And like, yeah.
So what happened there is, when we got there, initially, that lane had a straight and a right arrow.
Yeah.
And the guy in front of us, he was going straight.
Yeah.
Which is why you got a bit confused going, whoa, where's he gone? But yeah, if you can see it's the right arrow, we're just going to go around the top of that moped.
Okay.
And then wait until the road ahead is clear. But you dealt with that nicely. When you turned into the new road, you made sure you went into the first lane, which is the left lane, and you were up to the speed of the road. No trouble on that road at all. So yeah, all of that was good. What else was there? Even when we came off the slip road on the dual carriageway, there were 2 lanes to turn and you were in the first of the 2 lanes. And then when you moved off from that position, you made sure you stayed on the left in the turn. So that was really good. Sometimes people may start in the left lane and then when they're turning, they just turn straight over, but you didn't do that, so that was all really good. A lot of good use of mirrors towards the right. It's just the left-hand side was a little bit off, which I noticed that most often with anyone that's been driving, like experienced drivers, because you're closer to the right, you'll check that one away. Yeah. Whereas the left, you don't check it as much. But the reason you want to check the left this much is because when we're driving on these 20 roads, cyclists.
So many cyclists.
Cyclists, especially cyclists, motorbikes, they turn up very quickly, don't they? And yeah, they can just come up through any small gap and they'll be through. So that's why these left mirror checks were sort of vital in places. Yeah. Oh, another thing I remembered, do you remember when we were waiting on the other road, parked up, and there was a bit of traffic behind us and you'd signal to move off? And then that motorbike gave you way. Yeah, so with that, there was traffic flowing, you've signaled to go, which is fine, but when there's traffic flowing, be prepared to go if you want to move in front of them. So what happened there is the motorbike gave you way, and you were like, oh wait, who's giving me way? So if you're signalling, they're most likely to give way, and if they do, you've got to be ready to go. But you dealt with that fairly quickly, so again, no issues, but be prepared. If you can see there's traffic and you don't really want to go before them, just wait for your signal. Put it on when you want to go. Okay? That's good. But yeah, let's go work on some of these things, and yes. Okay, so one last mistake that I wanted to talk about, and that was the traffic light right turn. So with that one, when the lights were green, the traffic in front of you moved, but we could see the bus and the new road wasn't moving. So there's no point of us going forward. So what happened there is you've gone past the stop line, and after that there was a cycle box and a crossing box. Now neither of those 2 spaces we should have been in. I had to tell you to stop because if we went any further, we would have now been blocking the road. I don't think you were going to go forward anyways, but it's just the point we're at, we shouldn't be there. Now the reason that's a serious fault is because we should have noticed what was happening and waited behind the stop line. The position that we're in, if a bus or a lorry tries to come round that corner, we're in the space that they'd be turning from. So sometimes at these traffic lights you find advanced stop lines, so the stop line is a lot further than the actual junction, which is what we had there. Okay. Besides that, how do you feel about some of the mini roundabouts now that we've practiced through them?
Yeah, they've been great. It's definitely really helpful to go through them again and again.
Yeah.
To just see, like,
because what you kept doing earlier was you were looking right and just you've seen someone there and then you're just waiting. But now on the next sort of last few attempts that we've had, you've definitely been looking both ways and taking that opportunity. So it's not as if you need to change anything about your drive. Just make sure it's safe and just go with it. And so some of the gaps that you're taking, if you're not sure and you feel like, yeah, I can take it, just take it a bit quicker so that you don't slow them down. Okay? Cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over?
No, I think
How were the big roundabouts now?
That was good.
That was good? Yeah. No, you did well on them.
Follow the line.
That's it.
The markings. And
That's it.
Yeah.
So remember, going the wrong way, not a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's more or less everything. And the manoeuvre as well. Oh, the parking and reversing.
Yeah.
So you get why you had to look around fully.
A lot of them, a lot of looks, doing like the checks all around.
Yeah. Anytime you change direction, so if you've now reversed and you think, oh, that back tire is touching or it's too close, just pop it in first, look behind, and then take that step forward, rather than just sort of using that mirror, because that mirror doesn't cover that blind spot, which is what we were talking about. Okay, so that's the end of today's mock test. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and learned.